Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Tom Leo. I am back with my lucky Pokemon shirts. Why? Because we're playing some Pokemon Violet. Specifically, we're doing shiny hunting. Because that's what we do on the Wednesdays. The Wednesdays. So, stick around and enjoy the show. Welcome, Heather Flanagan. Hope all is well. Let's get started. Righty-o, eggs. Ready? Music. Ready? Well, it's been ready, but... Still hunting for a Bulbasaur. Oh, well... Ran into some fletchlings. But yeah, how are you guys doing? What is new in the life of you? There's a Bulbasaur. But there ain't no... no shine to that Bulbasaur, so that's a bit unfortunate. Whatever. Oh, that's red. I thought that was blue on Seviper's tail. Cause Seviper's got some blue in its tail. That's how you can tell that's the shiny. As I recently had discovered. And I sort of forget what Almora's shiny is. I remember seeing it, but I don't quite remember how it looks. Well, if I run into it, then it will probably be obvious. Here goes the first hatch. First hatch of the day, I should say. Number 101. Muted on me again. So I did add some of the Pokemon whose shinies we were looking at yesterday and the ones that we were thinking about, including Seviper, Zangoose. Oops. But I could still use some more. So if anybody's got any Pokemon that they would like me to hunt, shiny hunt that is, let me know. I'll take a look at it, and if I like what I see, it'll get added to the list. Hey, what's up, Mr. Noah? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Oh, I think, I could be wrong, but I think Pokemon recently announced that they announced the release date. Well, actually no, not the release date. But they said the new games, Gen 10, will be releasing in November of next year. So that's that's over a year, and or in April, May, June, July, August, September. That's a year and 7 months. So less than 2 years. Hopefully we'll have enough, well, first I gotta actually play the game, beat the game, and then be in a position to actually do shiny hunting in that game before I stop shiny hunting in this one. There's a lot of factors. But I'm hoping we'll have enough for it. But once again, I am gonna need more recommendations if I'm gonna keep shiny hunting in this game for as long as I need to in order to You're red? Yeah, you're red. Yeah. So any more recommendations for Pokemon that I can shiny hunt in this game, that would be greatly appreciated. Dropped just a little too much. Ah! I fell in the water. I just wanted to look at the Alamora. Hang on a second, guys. I'll be right back. My hands are starting to bother me. I need to get something real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Now I shouldn't have any issues with my hands. Hey, what's up, Mike? Welcome to the stream. Hope all is well, buddy. No, please, no. Good talent flame. had to hatch right then and there, huh? Right next to a Pokemon that would yellow goose me. Why? What is the purpose of this? Yeah. Yep, I was ready for you. Wasn't even moving. How did I run into him? Are you aggressive, or are you just gonna stand there menacingly? Please be the latter. Okay, it's the latter. Thank God. So many Pokemon just always trying to attack me. Hey Matthew, good to see ya. How you doing? Hope all is well, bro. Ooh. No. Almost got me. Oh. No. I just stopped to check and I couldn't see him. Alright, well now I know for sure. Next batch, next run around. You know, they say Viper and Zangoose are like mortal enemies. Now they just hang out. Just for the hell of it, I guess. Damn, so many Alamoras. All of them are a little hard to see from this angle, unfortunately. What is that? Yo, is that a shiny? Oh, hell yeah! I didn't even know Dew's Biter's shiny looked like that. Sweet! I'll take that. I don't think I have this one either, so... Ah, another shiny to add to my collection. Take that. Drop you here. Damn, that's a nice looking shiny. Knows the moves: Lunge, Liquidation, Leech Life, and Mirror Coat. Ability: Water Bubble. Lowers the power of fire type moves that hit the Pokemon and prevents it from being burned. I mean, it's a water type. Who's gonna think to hit it with a fire type? Pokemon is pretty bashful by nature. It is strong-willed. Very nice. I like that. That is a good-looking shiny if there ever was one. And again, I don't think I have this one. Water bug. Nope, just got the regulars. Oh, by the way, I still have this shiny and this shiny that are up for grabs if anyone is interested in sending them, or if anybody's interested in trading them. So if you like to if you'd like to do a trade, let me know. Just just get a trade room set up and pick whichever one you want, and they'll be all yours. And you don't even have to trade me anything special. You just give it to me. Just give whatever, and the shiny can be yours. Yongoose from all evolutionary sides, huh? Yongoose birds. We don't get many of those. Getting Yongoose by flying types. I've gotten plenty of Yongoosenings from creatures of both land and sea. But we don't get many air Pokemon that Yongoose me. You're certainly trying really hard to top that category, huh? Yeah, they want it. They really want the title of Flying Yongoose Flying Edition. Yep, now you're becoming too predictable. Still gotta wait, which is annoying. What are your thoughts on the term separate the art from the artists? What does that even mean? Like, trying to take away art from the people actually making it, it's not really something you can do. That's not what I was going for. Okay, we're good. Maybe like the artist committed bad stuff like crime, for example, when his or her art is good. So a criminal could never claim ownership of a piece of art they might create. Are at it again. Just barking away. Most likely at nothing, too. think it'd be like art was good and years later the artist had committed a crime or being offensive? It's like video games, manga, etc. Something like Rurouni Kenshin or Harry Potter, etc. So if J.K. Rowling committed a crime, she would no longer get credit for making the Harry Potter books. Is this a thing that people are actually considering? If so, why is it like a big debate right now? Because I feel like there are more pressing matters to talk about in the creative world. Almost didn't get that. Well, J.K. Rowling wasn't in crime, it was something controversial. What if you really liked this game and then a decade later a creator has committed a crime? Would you still like the game? I mean, probably. Because games... See, games are like a different breed because it's not created by one person. Like, multiple people put effort into this. I mean, sure, it was under the direction of one person, but that one person didn't do every single step that went into the game. It's kind of like an argument could also be made for watching movies or what have you. Like even stuff you find on YouTube, if like a YouTuber does something. Well, I guess it really depends on how you feel about certain YouTubers. Actually, yeah, video games might be the only thing that gets a real pass on this sort of thing. Because I definitely have avoided certain YouTubers and their videos like the plague once they started getting controversial. PewDiePie being at the top of my list. I originally only put YouTubers in as an example because, like, I recently started watching a lot of old videos from old channels that I used to watch regularly, just to reminisce and go back. And most of them are like good people. Like, there's no like controversy per se. So that was my only thought when I was like, yeah, I mean, you could still like watch a YouTuber's videos from the old, even if they did do something controversial. But actually, no, but then I realized I'd be eating my own words because I haven't watched a PewDiePie video ever since. I haven't watched a PewDiePie video in like a few years before his controversy. But I think but once he did get controversial, it made me like sort of double down on that decision. What about was something like Activision Blizzard, where Bobby Kovic and some shady employees had done to the secretary, and some streamers had to avoid streams AB games when Mr. Kovacic was around? That could be another example as well. Okay, well, I can't say I know exactly what... I can't say I know what you're talking about with that. There's like very few games that There's very few games from Activision and Blizzard, if not none, that I play, so probably wouldn't affect me all that much. Bobby Kovacic and the toxic employees made her kill herself when they were being very toxic to the workplace. Oh, Jesus. Well, I would assume, like, proper measures would be in place for stuff like that. Like the CEO of... Assuming this Bobby person wasn't the CEO of Activision at the time. I would hope that the CEO would, like, take the necessary steps to, like, remove him from the company and such, you know, as well as the other people that were doing these sorts of things to, like, keep them distant so that they don't ruin their company name, because that's typically what you do when stuff like this happens. Missed any shiny magic, did I? Just one. I managed to catch this little beaut right here. Ain't it pretty? I did see some good Activision employees had to rename some Overwatch characters because they were named based off the bad employees, like McCree to Cassidy, for example. Huh. Well, that's certainly a start. Yeah. Again, like, companies are... like, video game companies, or I guess companies in general. When one person within that company, or like multiple people in that company, screw up, the worst thing you can do as CEO of a company is to not take action and recognize when these people are doing the wrong thing, bad things, and you're just actively letting them get away with it. That's ultimately what I think would make people stop playing their video games, is when bad things are happening and no one is doing anything about it. I miss the days when video game companies were just their IPs. What exactly do you mean by that? I might have missed something important. I missed a lot of things, but... No legal fighting, just Mario is Nintendo, Master Chief is Max, and Sony is God of War. Oh! That stuff. Yeah. The days when companies actually tried to make good video games in order to win out consumers instead of just trying to sue other companies out of existence. Yeah, those were good days. Another thing, I know it's semi-political, but topic, the current third U.S. president. Purchases. April 25th. That was the first time I saw a game got removed purchase off from Steam. Huh. Okay. So it was an indie game developer, so I imagine it was just the one person. Like there wasn't like others involved or anything like that. So that would mean disassociation, or like making that one person's game disconnected would feel appropriate. Because again, he'd be like, he would essentially be making money off of. He would essentially be making money off the game that he made in order to just like fund this sort of campaign, I guess. If that's how far the rabbit hole goes. You get what I'm saying, right? So yeah, that's I think that is a good instance of, what was it that you said before, separating the art from the artists? Cole Thomas Allen was the assassin from April 25th. His actions had caused Steam to remove his game from buying from the Steam page. Oh jeez, get up. Hey, how's it hanging, Ivik? Welcome to the stream. Hope all is well, buddy. How are you today? We're doing pretty good. We're just hanging out, chilling, hatching some Bulbasaur eggs, having ourselves a nice chill fest. Yeah, that's like that type of separate from art from artist. Also, his game from 2018 got review bombs and made irrelevant reviews because of the event. Review bombs. My cousin fixed my online and Switch problems. Oh, nice. So, shall we be expecting your return to online gaming here on the channel? A whole squad of Bulbasaur, but none of them are shiny. Is the red. It is very hard to like see colors on Pokemon sometimes. I know I'm a gaming artist now, but I couldn't imagine if a game dev would go do some serious crime, would get a game removed. I hope some of my teammates wouldn't cause crimes to get my game removed. Well, I think the big thing you need to... I think the only thing that you would need to consider is, like... if something like this were to happen, what action would you immediately take to solve this sort of thing? Like, because I think what I would say would be the appropriate thing to do is to make a statement to say that you're like disowning that person from your group, as their actions do not reflect what your business stands for. You know, something like that. Yep, Daisy. I can be friends in Discord and join in Union again. Nice. Why you gotta get so close to me? Alright, I'm gonna finish this batch real quick. And then we'll do a quick ad break. Because we did hit the 1 hour mark. My guess there is a shiny gonna hatch between 155 and 185. Alright. Let's see if your predictions are still... if your predictions are gonna continue staying strong. Alright, but we are going to take a quick ad break. And when we come back, we'll have a new batch, and we will continue the hunt. So... we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I went ahead and took a few steps to get these eggs pre-hatched, I guess. Warm them up a little, so to speak. What would you do if your team or friends on YouTube had committed a crime? How would you feel about it, and how would you handle this issue? Believe it or not, I have had experiences like that before. One person in particular comes to mind, though I'm not going to say names because I am trying to distance myself from people like that as much as possible. What I will say is that this particular person had done some pretty horrible things, including, but possibly not limited to, I hadn't fully looked into like the extent of what this person had done. Not given proper credit for showcasing a mod that they were using in a Smash Brothers video that they did. And apparently grooming minors on Discord. So, and this person kind of really hit me the hardest because I was very close with that person for the longest time. So, like, I thought they were the person. They were one of the people that I could really trust and be friends with forever. But yeah, hearing that just like really shook me to my core. But I did what needed to be done. I made the choice to distance myself from that person. Well, I distanced from that person for a little while. Later on, that person tried to say that they were sorry for what they had did, and they were like, they wanted to make amends and all that. So I tried giving that person a second chance, and just wound up doing it all over again. No change, no remorse, so I just said, beat it. But yeah, I took the steps to like distance myself from that person and actively say that I am no longer going to be supporting this person. I am no longer friends with that person, as that person does not reflect, their actions do not reflect my values as a person, and it's not, and they're never, and I don't ever want to associate myself with those people ever again. I've had to do that sort of thing for like a few other people. In fact, I actually had to distance myself from another person who, again, I'm not gonna name names, but this particular person was like, seriously closed-minded. Like, this one particular person said something about how people who are into same-sex relationships and all that are, and I quote, a bunch of broken people. No, I'm not making that up. That is literally what that person said. So, I personally do not stand for that sort of thing. And when I did learn about that, I made the effort to officially distance myself from that person. And I haven't seen him since. That one was a little easier to do because I don't really know that person all that well. Like, I would hang out in his streams like a little bit, like any other person, like I would raid and such, but I don't think I've ever done any like collabs with that person, nor have I had like any particular messages with that person, so I didn't get to know that person very well. So it was a little easier for me to just cut that guy out of my life. But yeah. It is messed up how some people think sometimes, like. And the worst part is, people who say stuff like that think they're completely justified by saying that. I don't want to get into any specifics, but there was a certain aspect of this person's life that made him believe that he was correct in saying what he said, and that he was just spreading the truth, which was just so. The worst part of it all is that I always feel so frustrated when I do find out about these things. And again, if I've known the person for like a really long time, and I've interacted with them, and I like got really close to those people, then this sort of stuff, finding out about that sort of stuff hurts a lot more, because this was stuff that they kept hidden from me. Because they knew that if I found out about this sort of thing, that I would never be friends with them. I mean, of course I wouldn't be friends with them, but it's like... But what hurts the most about that is the feeling that the feeling of thinking that I knew those people, and to realize that I didn't really know them, or that they actively hid this sort of stuff behind my back, or they were doing this sort of thing behind my back, and just just like revealing their true selves, I guess. I almost feel shame, honestly, because shame and stupidity, because one, I feel like I got duped into becoming friends with that type of person, because they're never the type of people that I ever want to be friends with, like, ever. But somehow I end up getting duped into becoming those people's friends, and I always feel bad for doing every bit of support that I did do for those people, which, I just feel kind of guilty in that regard. Oh dang, that was rough to hear about that person had done. Yeah. And some of the people who I do distance myself from them, eventually they do get exactly what's coming to them. Like, karma eventually caught up to them. But others, particularly that one person that hurt the worst when I cut them out of my life, they're still going unpunished. And that's the worst part, is that their crimes are clear as day. Like, but they haven't, like, but they're still, like, getting away with it. And that, I think that probably hurts even worse, because it's like, I am a firm believer in that when you do something wrong, you get immediately punished for it. It's been years since I distanced myself from that person, and they're still making YouTube streams and just continuously doing just acting like the worst type of person on the planet. I eventually do hope that it's just a slow karma type deal and that it will eventually catch up to them. But holy hell, do they just... Does karma want to take its sweet time with some people? By the way, Tom, in my sword and shield, I was doing a shiny hunt for fossils. I revived 35 of them. If none of them is shiny, I reset my game so I don't lose my fossils. That's smart. Keeps you from having to restock on fossils for to just keep it going like over and over and over again. Although the resetting aspect was probably annoying, but it probably beats the alternative. And lucky for me, I got one shiny fossil. I've been saving it to give as a birthday gift to a friend. Now he can be happy when he gets the delayed shiny birthday gift. Nice, very nice. Hey, what's up, Patch? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope all is well. That Bulbasaur's in between the legs of a executor. You weirdo. Doing pretty good. I usually lurk, but since I changed my name, I decided to speak up. Oh, nice. So you've been around these parts before, I take it. Well, we are happy to have you, lurking or otherwise. For a long time, lol. Hey. Well, it's nice to finally get to know you. Okay, 3 more in this batch. I was formerly Zombies. Your name was Zombies? I thought that was gonna be it. I had a gut feeling it was gonna be it, and then it just became exactly that, a gut feeling instead of a fact. Sad times. Oh well, I still got plenty of eggs to work with. Yeah, zombies go numb, lol. I don't know why, but that name sounded familiar to me. Maybe I have seen you somewhere before. Last question for our night. What if your family member, like say future children, had been caught in crime stuff, like say assassinations for example? How would you feel if that ever happens to you? If it was my future children? Ugh. God, I'd be devastated. Although honestly, like, who knows if I'm ever going to have children in the future, because my romance life is like practically non-existent, and not for lack of trying. Hey, what's up, Logan? Good to see ya. How you doing? Hope all is well.
Introduce.
Shut up. Nobody cares what you have to say. Because you've raided me many times. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I think it's starting to come back to me now. How I get the shiny fossils is, it was a little funny moment for me. I explain what happened in my next comment. Oh, you haven't written it yet, okay. But yeah, if by some sheer miracle I did have a child in the future and they committed a crime, I honestly feel like I would shut down. Because I'm probably not the... Well, I don't exactly have any experience when it comes to taking care of children, obviously. But I've always wanted to have kids of my own. Oh, it almost got me there. I honestly feel like I could maybe make for a good father. But, I mean, there's no guarantee how it would actually go. So, I don't know, like, I would like to think that I wouldn't accidentally condition any children I would have into crime or anything like that. But regarding all that, if I had a child that did eventually slip into crime, did something horrible, like it would probably be the most devastating thing in my whole life. And I've had a lot of devastating things happen to me. Well, I say the word devastating very loosely because it's like they're more first world problems than actual like devastating problems, you know? Which, all the more reason, if that were to happen, then yeah, it would be the most devastating thing that had ever happened in my life. I'm the coffee guy who plays horror games and Splatoon. I've been a lurker ever since, because when not online, I don't talk much. Yeah, I can see that. Or, I mean, not to make any assumptions or anything, sorry, that sounded wrong. I just meant, like, I'm kind of similar. Like, I try to conversate, at least a little bit, especially, like, when I rate someone. But it is hard for me to, like, keep a conversation going sometimes. So, a lot of times, when I'm in, like, other people's chats, I am also, very quiet. I always cover my eyes so they can rest while my hands pressing the controller to reviving fossils. While resting my eyes, I was not looking at the game. The first fossil is a shiny. I was not even looking at them at the moment. Oh, so you just like... So you just discovered it like later? Like you just went through... like the revived list afterwards? That must have been one hell of a surprise. And on the romance thing, just keep your heart open. One day someone will come knocking when you least expect it. I've tried. Like, I don't mean to sound like cynical, but it's the one aspect of life that I've never had any success in. Like, I like to think I've been pretty successful here on YouTube. I have become very successful with my IRL job. And just recently, I started living on my own, sort of. It's a bit of an odd situation that I have. But I've mostly just been, I've been living in my own space, taking care of myself, and doing my own cooking, my own laundry. I mean, I did do my own laundry like years prior. The cooking thing was a new one for me, because I did know how to cook like beforehand, but not like, I hadn't been doing it like consecutively or anything like that. And I've been doing very well in that. But when it comes to, like, relationships, I just can't seem to make any sort of progress in that field. Like, I've had so many different I have tried with, like, so many different people that I was interested in, from, like, elementary school all the way to now, and all of them ended in failure. I had one particular person that I met through a dating app. Literally, it was the first person that I actually matched with on a dating app. And we did a lot of talking, like, we got to know each other pretty well. Oh, I should preface by saying, I met this person on Bumble. And on Bumble, not sponsored by the way, on Bumble, there are actually 3 different sections that you can meet and interact with people. So there's a dating side, which is exactly what it sounds like, a friends side, also self-explanatory, and there's even a networking side. So if you're looking to, like, look for another job, essentially, like, the networking side is, it's there. But anyway, I met this person on the dating side of Bumble, and again, we got to know each other pretty well, and we interacted quite a bit. We sent each other, like, different messages, and, like, we made each other laugh. We did that for, like, 6 months. So we knew each other relatively well in 6 months, and we'd even talk over the phone, like in actual calls and such. So I felt like we were at the point that we were making really good progress, and we were understanding, we were learning a lot about each other. So I decided to be a little bold and say something, in hindsight, was a little cheesy, but it was also a bit flirty, you know? I don't remember exactly what I said, but the ending was, whatever I said, the ending part was, I only have eyes for you. The next message she sent me was saying, oh, actually, I'm not really into that stuff right now. I only want to, like, make friends and such. So let me get this straight. You you just want to make friends, but you were using the dating side of that app? Yeah, that's not confusing at all. So pretty much after that, everything kind of just fell apart. Like, we still talked. We talked for another 6 months, and we actually met in person. But at some point she said she had to move away, and that was the point where I was like, alright, I'm not getting anywhere with this, so I just won't talk to this person anymore. And stuff like that just really pisses me off. And it's got me really discouraged from, like, dating in general, honestly. Because I've used, well, this isn't something I really want to admit, but I think I did mention it at one point, so it probably doesn't matter all that much. I am using Bumble again for the 3rd time in my life. And pretty much every single time I've matched with someone on that site, or like on that app, I guess is more appropriate, a lot of those matches ended in failure. Either they don't continue the conversation, or, well, I was gonna say ghost. They ghost me, which is essentially the same thing. Like, I get ghosted a lot in on those apps. Like, 95% of the people that I match with will be, like, in the middle of a conversation across, like, days or weeks. And and I'm always the last person who left a message, and so the ball should be in their court to continue the conversation and write a message of their own. But they don't, and they just leave me hanging. Now, to be fair, not all of them were like this. I've had some matches where they outright tell me that they either don't think we would be a good match, or something else is like saying that this would not work out. And honestly, I respect those decisions. Because at the very least, they respect me enough to tell me to my face, well, to my face is not technically accurate, but at least try to end it on a good note instead of just leaving me to dry, you know? So yeah, I've had some experiences like that, though they are very few and far between. Now, I think these failures have more to do with the fact that they're dating apps, and like dating apps work and they operate in a weird way. One friend that I used to have, when I was telling them about this, one explanation that came to me the apps present a lot of options to people, so if they see a better option, they're gonna focus more on that particular option and just like kind of leave me in the dust, which is, you know, kind of scummy. Or just simply like, because it's like, it's an actual app, like, I can't remember what the psychology of it all is, but it's like something about apps themselves that make people not try as hard, I guess. So there's also that. I feeling like I am the exception to that rule. But yeah, dating apps are just, I mean, some people have gotten lucky and met their special someones through dating apps. And I'm not saying it's not a possibility, but I'm saying my experience has never worked out in my favor, and it's just always ended in failure. Which is why I get so discouraged about romance and such, because I've tried so many times, both in real life and online, that have just never work out in the end, and it always leaves me discouraged. I mean, this time around, when did I start using Bumble again this year? It was like, I think I started in February. So February, March, April, May, in the 4 months, almost 4 months that I've been using this dating app again, I have gotten into the mindset of like keeping my expectations really low and not to get like hung up over it all. So it's a little easier for me to move on when people that I match with inevitably ghost me. So there's that. But yeah. It's just frustrating. Alright, I'm gonna go now. If you want to check my last comment, it's right there. Until next time, have an awesome day. Alright, you have a good night, Ivik. What's your comment? Oh, there it is. Yes, I was. Looked at them after I was resting. I was like, huh? #1 fossil is the shiny. I was mind blown. It's like the shiny is trying to sneak in the Among Us, trying not to get noticed at the start. That's funny. But yeah. And honestly, like, with the way that I'm describing my situation and all that, you might be thinking, oh, you only want romance because you don't have it. You wouldn't actually care about your partner. Honestly, I feel like I would. I feel like I would make a great partner. And that's not my ego talking. I would legit try. But unfortunately, I've gotten into the situation where so many people have not been trying that it makes me feel like I shouldn't try, so that I don't experience as hard of heartbreak. You know? Because that is essentially what I did in the beginning, like when I first started using dating apps. Every match, I would get really excited. I would put 100% of myself into every conversation we have, only to not get that effort reciprocated. And it would tear me up inside. So, yeah, I'm definitely a lot more cynical this third time around, but honestly, I feel like it's necessary for this type of situation. And if someone does actually want to try with me, then great. I will 100% try myself, but until that person comes, I'm not gonna hold my breath anymore. Not until I know 100% sure that if that potential person says they want to start something special with me or what have you, then, and they're being genuine about it, because you can just say that and not actually mean it, I guess. But if they say that and they actually mean it, that's when I'll know that I can start opening up a bit more romantically. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry for going on a rant. This is something that's been bothering me for years. And honestly, like, a lot of the times when I try to explain this to, like, my family, like my dad in particular, he just, like, always says the exact same thing, like, the girls are not gonna be waiting in your closets, just waiting for you to open up and let them into your life type deal. You gotta actively try to. You gotta actually try to do the. You actually gotta try to put some effort into it. Well, I have. I honestly have. Now, to be frank, he definitely would not see using dating apps as trying for pretty much the exact same reasons that I listed before. But I'm not like I'm not connecting to nobody when I use those things. These are legitimate people that I talk to. Or at least I'm pretty sure that they are. I did recently have one situation where the person who I had matched with might not have actually been someone looking for romance, and instead was just a scammer. And think I'm gonna say any more than that because the story behind that is kind of stupid. Stupid on my part. So I'm just not gonna bother. Almost at 200 again. Last batch, and this will be 200. I could probably do this batch plus one more, maybe, and then we can call it a stream. Does waking up by an hour early got you screwed up, Tom? A little bit. But at this stage of my life, I've gotten really good at adapting to various situations. So and plus, this particular situation, like, gives me a little more, like, everything's still the same. Like, I've just had to shift everything by a whole hour. And this isn't even the worst, situation time-wise for my job that I've ever had, because I think I was in I had one particular situation near end of last year where at my work we have our store, and then we have another store like elsewhere in the city. And those guys were in need of someone to work their warehouse to help customers. And I was nominated to do that. But this particular place was like farther away from where I usually work. So I had to compensate for the driving distance and the amount of time it takes for me to get over there. Which isn't as bad as I'm making it out to be, but it was still like... It still took quite a bit of getting used to. And I did eventually go back to my original location and schedule, and everything worked out in the end, but it was like... It was an experience. That's all I'm gonna say. Ohno, baby. All right, let's get this batch hatched, and then we'll call it a stream. What I'm really thankful for is that I don't stream on Thursdays, so I can breathe a little easier after work tomorrow. And just be able to relax a little bit. And then Friday after that, I'll have will be my last day that I have to do this sort of thing. And then I can just, well, actually I can't sleep in. I got an appointment at like 9 in the morning. But yeah, afterwards I think it'll all turn out fine, and I'll be able to get back to my I will eventually get back to my usual schedule, so just gotta be patient. Hey, Twisted, what's up? What kind of stuff did I have to read in chat? What exactly are you reading? We're about to wrap up stream relatively soon, but appreciate you stopping on by, bro. Damn it. I was hoping you weren't going to do that. Everything that King Marth dude said, do I need to be concerned? Oh, that. I mean, I feel like the context of those messages speak for themselves. You be concerned about me? No. Concerned about the rest of humanity? Probably. Alright, last egg. And not a moment too soon. Alright. That is it for today. Alright guys, it is time to call it a stream. We're still in it with 205 attempts. We did not get the Bulbasaur, but we did get that shiny dew spider. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. It's the weird aqua spider looking thing. Anyway, thank you all for coming on out. Hope you all enjoyed your time here. Let's give thanks to the people who made this stream the best stream possible. I think we just have our gold and platinum tier members. Yep. We have Ash as our gold member, and we have Daniel Perez, Top Secret Yoshi, Zero Justice, Heather Flanagan, Ashley, aka Little Ball of Fun, and Mike Flanagan as our platinum members. Thank you for 5 likes, guys. 5 more and we get that 10 like hype going. Okay, we got options. We got options. Ooh. Oh, this might actually be a pretty poetic raid, actually. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go for this person because what this guy's up to would be, It's pretty coincidental. As soon as I'm given the option to skip these ads, here we go. Perfect. I will take your link and we'll go raid ya. Alright guys, our raid target tonight is going to be Chev's Studio, who is also shiny hunting Bulbasaur, but this one in Pokemon Fire Red. So let's go raid him by using the hashtag LeoRaid to let him know where we all came from. But guys, that's going to do it for the streaming vid. Let me know in the comments below what other games you're going to play. But until then, I'm Tom Leo. You've been amazingly fantabulous people, and I'm signing off. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next stream. Peace.